hazards.
No, those are different lights.
Those are different lights?
Yes. What is this? Galbadia? So, this town is apparently under martial law.
Sorceress Edea. This town is off limits while we conduct our investigation. It will last for several days. Once we're through with our investigation here, you're next. So just stay out and stay put.
Yes, we did record this. If you do not...
Me and my sister were obnoxious the whole time.
You guys... Well, actually, before Colin showed up, it was going very quickly.
Even though Amanda and I were having some serious hilarity.
Some of which will no doubt show up on the Funniest Moments video. Including the whole goatsy discussion.
Oh god! The entire discussion.
I don't know how much I'm gonna put up. I haven't gotten to that yet.
You guys look suspicious. What are you doing here?
What's Galbadia doing in a town like this?
What do you want? Are you residents here? Hold up, man, I live here. Residents
So if you
should be
don't have
allowed
Zell in
in.
the party, then he will insist on getting into the party.
It's off limits. You cannot enter or leave. Do you understand? Ha! Who do you think you're talking to?
And Squall's like,
What?
Zell,
What is it
let's
now?
try not to get into a fight in the first 5 minutes here. You said the town was off limits. Does that mean we can't deliver a message either? That's too bad. We have some info on Ellone.
What? Elle? Wait a minute.
And Squall's like, idea.
Tell me everything you know about her. Do you actually know who she is?
Of course, if the soldier were smart...
Kind of.
just
But we
say,
need
"Give
to
me
get
your
inside to
message and I
confirm
will
something.
But the soldier is not smart.
If you find out any information at all, go talk to the commander. She's staying at the
that.
hotel.
Okay, so Zell has to be in your party here. As I think I'm demonstrating now. But I can't hear the beep beep noise.
Curious.
Anyone notice something there? Well, we'll get to that later then. Okay, so you have to somehow get to the commander. But this is not a simple process, as you will see.
Of course not.
Yeah, that's a girl whose parents are right outside the town and can't get back in.
It sounds like a charitable hero should assist her.
Wait, Squall's charitable? I mean, I mean, I'll admit, he's not quite as bad as Callus, but he doesn't particularly care about other people either.
Ma!
Or at least he
I'm
pretends
home.
not to.
Huh?
He does really. He's a big teddy bear on the inside. Callus is just a jerk. Like, he really is. It's hilarious. It's a wonder most of the characters even bother traveling with him because he argues with them again.
What's wrong?
Oh, Fidget's messing up again.
Ma! You're safe!
Okay, tell me
Zell,
when you have
how on
it
earth did you
back
get
on,
into
and I
town?
will tell you what time we're
It's all in the brains, Ma. We just said
okay,
we
we're
had
at
some info
49
on
minutes
Ellone.
and 44,
Piece of cake.
45.
What a relief. I was worried you might have beaten up one of the guards. The soldiers have threatened that the sorceress will burn the town to the ground should there be any disturbance.
Sorceress Edea, is she here?
Why is no one moving? Oh, crap.
noticed a woman with the Galbadian army. Gray hair, patch over one eye.
Because the video has to be first.
Okay, you Must know be what? I Fujin.
Oh,
realized that I don't So they're have to here. give you the precise video time. I can just tell you that the
Leave it
time
to
on the
me.
video is
I'll get rid of those
3:09
jokers.
time on the call. Could Cypher be here too?
That is helpful.
Excuse me, except that I got that wrong. It's actually 8:09 behind the time on the call.
Dare I say, derp. Derp. I hope you're not disturbing when you're actually doing job things.
No, I am not.
Awesome.
No, it's not like... Oh, wait a minute. That case actually came from the 8th Circuit. It's not binding in the 4th Circuit. I don't actually do that.
I will pretend to understand what that means.
The circuit courts are the United States Courts of Appeals.
Okay.
And the 8th Circuit is like somewhere in the Midwest. The 4th Circuit is like the Southeast.
That is a major difference.
Well, when one circuit says something, the other
What do you
circuits
want?
don't necessarily.
If it's a commander you're looking for, I have strict orders not to let
The
anyone
Supreme
through.
Court says, you know, those circuits were right.
What? Information about Ellone? More rumors?
So these soldiers actually
You
have
know
a
that
little
we'll get a salary cut if we
skepticism.
let him through without confirmation.
Yeah, I know. This army, your salary gets cut based on just how the
Actually, I
bosses
get the
feel.
feeling that some of these soldiers
I guess
aren't
it goes with the
necessarily
territory
stupid, they just
when you
don't
can't
care
choose
that
your own
much.
boss.
Yo,
It's like,
listen.
we don't know
have
why
top
we're serving
secret
this
info.
army.
Bring the commander out here.
A random enemy doesn't have names.
These guys are kind of suspicious, huh?
They recognize suspicious
Yeah,
characters.
totally.
Although I realize I just gave a whole new meaning
Have
to
some
suspicious
respect for the
characters.
captain. The captain is currently on patrol.
So now we have the commander and the captain. And I have to find the captain.
I know where he is, but I can't remember how you got to find out that he's there.
Well, the thing is that he is in a certain location, but if you just go to that location, it won't work. You have to go through a bunch of steps beforehand.
Ah, yes.
And I always forget what these steps are, but in going against my normal pattern, I actually did it without using one of the in-game hints available, whereas I usually do have to do that. So I actually did better than usual in this scene. I mean, I did use the player's guide for help, but usually I have to use a player's guide and the in-game hint.
Well, you can't be derp all the time.
Well, I can, I just try not to be. I wanted to see what both options were with that guy, but he wasn't, you know, one of those characters who forgets what you just tell him, what you just told him.
Ah, yes. Convenient forgetfulness.
Just be grateful that Edea hasn't burned this town yet. Actually, she's sort of obligated not to burn the town, so we don't have to be grateful for that.
At least she's not burning it.
And the soldiers aren't pillaging anything worth pillaging. So,
Oh, the captain. Yeah, he was just fishing here. He caught a few and got really excited.
Okay, so the captain was,
Said he was gonna eat him right away.
well, alright then. Important military business. The most important of all the military business.
Yeah, go my bed, you stupid cat.
Was that what the crackling was?
Yeah. I tried to get him out my drawer, but he wouldn't.
I just remember it was actually a video of this game. H.C. Bailey was fighting the toughest boss in the game, and one of his cats like starts making trouble. So you see him pause, and it's like, no, bad kitty. So I'm looking for something that's behind one of these vans, but it turns out that thing or person, really. He's not here yet.
That would certainly affect your ability to find whatever it is behind the fence.
It's also kind of glitchy here. I tend to get stuck because I can't see the way out. I don't think that's my fault. I think that's just bad design. Many other things here are my fault, but not that one.
It's not the player's fault if they can't see it.
What did you say?
It's not the player's fault if they can't see what they're doing.
Yes. You're making me think of the whole TVTropes.com section on fake difficulty.
Ha ha ha, yeah.
Just now, a man came in and asked if he could use the kitchen. It's a bitch.
Clue!
I think he cooked some fish. The whole room is filled with a strange odor.
So, I tried to investigate the stove, but, probably better that I didn't, considering what she's telling me.
Smells delicious. You know that's exactly what you want to have for dinner, Thinker. That is exactly what you want to have.
Bad-smelling fish?
Yes.
Well, some fish can smell bad and taste good. That is true. It's like, idiot, I'm trying to talk to the commander.
Excuse me, sir, you are preventing the progression of the story. Please remove this.
Okay, so I didn't even know, I hadn't even discovered in this game. I mean, I personally knew, but I, as the player, did not know about the captain napping, but they are already talking about that. So apparently I'm supposed to look for him napping. And apparently he needs a butt kicking. And this person's getting pissy. I don't think any of the people in the garden know where Ellone is right now. Because she got, shipped off somewhere and is currently in an undisclosed location. Crash.
Doing undisclosed things.
Well, I don't know if she has a boyfriend or a girlfriend for that matter.
Oh, bugger.
What happened?
Being the poor neighbor because of my cats.
Darn cats! And they're mischievous. Mischief.
Destructive cat is destructive.
Like, oh look, I can remodel some weapons here.
Big shiny weapons. Make them.
Selphie finally gets one better than her default weapon.
Yay!
And Squall gets his 4th out of 7. He's the only one who has 7 different models. Rinoa has 5, everyone else has 4.
Main character always gets the most upgrades. Lol.
Except in Xenosaga, Xion doesn't have any weapon upgrades in that game.
Her weapon has the most different powers, though.
That's true.
You can use the different... I think the cart things are what the upgrades are supposed to be where...
Oh, that's true. I never, actually use those, though, because you have to...
I didn't either.
You have to equip the tech attacks that, in slots where you would want to have other tech attacks that are better.
Well, it was the cards would give effects to one of her tech attacks.
Yes.
So one of the tech attacks actually had, four, I don't forget how many exactly, but it could have a bunch of different effects. And I never wound up using that tech attack ever, so it doesn't matter.
Annie, have you played the game we're talking about?
In yourselves, no, I've not played it.
Yeah, we're talking about the first one. So apparently the captain poisoned his men with the bad-smelling fish. Not because he meant to, but because he's a dummy.
Because because he's a dog.
And he fed them the Balamb fish instead of the Balamb fish.
Really?
That's what they said.
God. It's so horrible.
One of the music tracks is called a dance with the Balamb fish.